Hello everyone, my name is Cheryl and this is the last discussion post of the semester. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dive right into it. So the first question says, select and discuss 2 trends or issues related to the future of student affairs covered in the textbook that resonate with you. Why do you think these are the most important issues moving forward, and how as a current/future student affairs professional do you suggest we work through this trend/issue? And how might these trends be impacted/altered based on COVID-19 pandemic? So the 2 issues that I have chosen to discuss is mental health and enrollment trends. And I feel like these are issues that have existed even before the pandemic, but since the pandemic, it's been one of the main issues that I feel like student affairs and everyone should just focus on. These are issues that continue to show up in the higher education field. So I think it's very important for us to advocate for these issues. So students in college always deal with stress and like management and learning how to cope with being a college, especially if the students are like first generation students, or if they're alone, they just go through all this stress and like learning. It's a learning process. And sometimes, I will say, sometimes like the counseling center is always there, but I feel like students are unaware or are too scared to reach out for like help, or like go to the counseling center. So with this is because like we either don't have enough counselors, or we're not advertising but advocating for a lot of counseling sessions and stuff. So I think it's very important for us to be aware of this and like advocate for all the counseling centers, all the counseling sessions that the school can provide, and maybe help the students take the first step, which would be like maybe doing like an organization counseling session. So like we could do like the organization of student activities, like maybe one training could be attending a counseling session, and they do it as a group, so then that way they can feel comfortable within their group and then just talk, and this will just like help them be able to see and take that first step into taking care of their mental health. And of course, we are always there for them to support them and guide them in every step of the way. So I feel it's very important for us to be aware of that, especially like after everything with COVID. Like students are not used to asking for help since they've been like at home, since we've all been home, and we never really had the opportunity to like just go to the counseling center whenever we would want to. So I think it's very important for us to let the students know that they can always come and ask us for help. Another issue, or the other issue that I mentioned, was enrollment trends. And with COVID-19, we can see that enrollment has declined throughout the year, and we will probably see this within the next 5 to 10 years, probably even more. And so this decline is constantly like hovering over enrollment services and admissions and like the different campuses resources as a whole. And I feel like due to COVID-19, especially high school students not having that ability to have like an admissions recruiter come to their school and talk to them about how to apply, or just having that motivation to go to college, since everything was up in the air. I feel like COVID-19 has really impacted that, and with that it has impacted enrollment and admissions and like all the different services. So I feel like it's very important for us to face this issue and find ways to better help our students, especially those who are like first generation students, sometimes they don't know like how the whole process of FAFSA or like applying to college works. And so I think it's very important for us to figure out ways to help advocate for that higher education for those students. Because without students, there's no student affairs, no student activities. So obviously COVID has had a huge impact on both of these issues. And like I've mentioned before, it has affected the mental health of students and their decision to continue school. And with that, it's been affecting enrollment, since college was like an up in the air type of thing, like whether we were going to come back in person or whether it was going to be online or whether we didn't know what was happening. So I feel like COVID has had a big impact. But I feel like now that we are like a few years into it, we need to focus more on finding ways to reach out to those students and help them, because of course our goal is to just be there for the students, be there to help them and support them and provide them the resources that they need in order to succeed. And so for the second question, it's after reviewing the article, compare their findings to my own journey to student affairs. Is it similar or different? And after reading the article, I feel like in my situation, it's been kind of similar. I have a bachelor's in music education. So in high school, I've always wanted to be a music teacher, mostly because like I had a music teacher that inspired me and helped me get to where I am now. And so I wanted to be that type of support and like mentor to other students. And so I decided to study music, one, because I loved music. And so I was like, I'm going to be a music teacher. I'm going to do theater. I'm going to help these kids and like help them get involved. And as the years went by in my undergrad, I think it was sophomore year, I applied for this position within the school. It was a first year experience position to be a first year mentor. And so I was like, you know what, I'll do it, I'll apply. So I applied and I got the position. And so I was a first year mentor to all music majors and music minors. And I did that my junior year. And I enjoyed it so much. I loved being able to help students, not just like in their music classes, but just help them throughout the whole process of college, like how to register for classes, how to email a professor, how to go to the writing center, how to schedule a tutoring session. So basically just helping them be a college students and get the support and services that they need. And I really enjoyed that. And I enjoyed it so much that the next year I became a student director for curriculum development and training. So with that, I began to mentor the mentors, and like train the mentors how to train their mentees and all of that. And so senior year of undergrad, I realized that maybe there is like a lot more for me to do than just teach music. And so that is why I decided to get my master's in higher education administration, mostly because like I just want to be able to work with college students and just help them throughout the whole process of college. And I know the article mentioned something about that students have like a vague idea of their reason for pursuing a degree in like higher education or in student personnel. And I feel like my idea or my view of higher education administration is like, I just want to help students the way I've been helped. I don't know where I can help them. I'm still trying to decide that, whether I want to help them in student activities or student affairs or student development. So I feel like it's still an up in the air process, but as the semesters go by, hopefully I can narrow it down. But yeah, thank you guys for everything. I hope you guys have a great end of the semester.